Alan.
My name's Evan.
Welcome to all my friends.
Dude, that was so legit.
There he is.
And we are back.
Just after a
brief hiatus. A brief hibernation, you could say. It feels good to say those words again, though. And we are back. For episode, if I had not asked you 30 seconds ago, I wouldn't even known because we took our time. Episode 21 of All My Friends. Hello, world. We've missed you.
I'm sure you've missed us.
But actually, maybe not.
Well, yeah, probably not.
You know, we just wanted to update you all that we are back and we will hopefully be recording even more and putting out episodes, but it'll be a little different.
Yes.
We're not doing weekly anymore.
We're not weekly.
Obviously.
Yeah, took a pause there.
Took a pause, but really we took a pause. Honestly, the summer is kind of tough.
Yeah.
You know, we were busy out enjoying the sun, living our lives, and it became more of a job.
One time of the year in Seattle
where we have an excuse to not be
outside.
Right. So we took advantage of that, and maybe we lost sight of what we're building.
Yeah.
The greatest podcast of all time.
And I believe we've come back with what might be the greatest episode of all time.
It's like Michael Jordan when he took those couple years off to play baseball and came back and won a championship.
Perfect.
This is basically, we are the Michael Jordans of the podcast world. I'm sure we've actually said that before. It seems like a line
we would use.
Totally say.
Yep.
We are back for All My Friends, and it's going to be changing just a little bit. Like we mentioned, we won't be doing weekly because, to be quite honest, that shit became work, and it was a lot of work. And surprisingly enough, running a low successful, I'm not even used to talking anymore. I've been hiding. A basic podcast, running a very low level podcast takes work.
Yeah, and time apparently.
Yeah, a little pull back the curtain for you. It's not as simple as just clicking on those mics. There's a little bit of work that goes into it,
especially with our cheap mics.
Exactly, definitely with our cheap mics. A little forewarning about the interview quality is not as great as we thought it might be. That being said, we will be trying to do some interviews here and there with the artists that make sense, probably doing a little bit more, we're picky. Now that this is episode 21, we've done 20 episodes. Some of those all of them we've been stoked on.
We've been stoked on all of them.
We'll bleep that out. It's okay. But probably a little bit more picky on keeping things in our wheelhouse. Is that a good way to put it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't think we could have come back with a better artist.
This is it.
Yeah.
There's really nowhere to go but
this
down.
is the wheelhouse.
This is it. So if you haven't read the title, which I don't know how you got past that and are now a couple minutes into this, episode 21 is featuring a small electronic group from Seattle, Washington called Odesza. We had the fantastic privilege of sitting down with them and chatting. And let me again preface this, that it went from let's just sit down and throw the mics on with one half of Odesza to come to the studio where we made the albums, have it videotaped by some foreign family members. Now both members of Odesza are here, and this is a real thing. It went from basic to that in like 24 hours.
Yeah, we were definitely super prepared.
Still a fantastic interview, a great one. But had we known all those things, we may have approached it a little bit differently.
Yeah, that's great,
right?
And there was room for part 2.
Exactly. That's the point, is that there is room for part 2. We will come back. You can hear them. I think even in the end, they said we should do this again, and that's legally binding. So that means that we have an open invitation to come back to their studio and flip the mics on whenever.
Yeah. So with that, we will give you
the greatest interview that we've ever done.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
We'll be back with more.
We're going to stop doing segments before interviews because, you're here for the artist. And if not, then you should just call us and talk to us there.
Yeah.
My number is, we'll bleep that out.
Yep.
Yeah, cool. With that, again, we're just going to make it more of an interview-focused podcast with artists that we really love, really focus it around them. Whenever the opportunity comes up to sit down and chat with an artist, we'll do that, and just keep you on your toes. You're just gonna have to stay focused, stay in touch with us. You can follow us. Make sure to subscribe, download, re-download. Go
back and listen to any artist you might have missed.
Yeah, refresh because we've had some hot ones.
Yeah, we have.
We have had some hot ones. So, but without further ado, the hottest one yet, episode 21, featuring
Odesza.
entire yoga community for like the last 5 years. I'd like to thank you for soundtracking every single yoga class.
We do what we can. We do what we can.
How does it feel to have that connection?
You guys got that award, right? The #1 yoga
last 5
studio
years.
album.
Just came in the mail.
Yeah, it'll be in the mail soon. Do either of you do yoga?
We probably should. No, we do not. I've actually never been to.
I do want to try it though. I really want to see if I can do it.
I think you could, as long as you set your mind to it.
Okay,
that's pretty good, man. But for real, that is one of those things where every time I'm in yoga, an Odesza song comes on, I'm always like, man, I wonder if these guys do yoga, because they probably just hear their music all the time.
It's nice that you think about it. So
I do. I'm like sweaty.
This body in a yoga class.
Hot yoga.
Exactly.
No one wants that.
For real, that begs the question of what are some weird instances that you guys have been in where your music's come on in a public space, and or have you ever had someone try to show you, like, hey, like, oh, this is Odesza, or like someone that you don't really know, or you ask like.
I remember one time I was getting my hair cut in this random city, like before a show.
Yeah.
And the lady was cutting my hair and goes, so what do you do? And then our song started playing, like immediately after. I was like, do I say this?
Yes. That's perfect
I
timing.
was so uncomfortable.
What'd you do?
And I was just like, actually, this song playing right now. And she goes, yeah, right. She said nothing else.
Do you have? But I feel like it's just for two people that aren't like facially recognized.
That's the good about it is we're not recognized. I work out at my gym not too far from here, and it will come on, and then like if anyone saw me, I'd just be like working out to my own music. It's like my worst nightmare. Like how bad does that look? Like,
that's the only reason you go to that gym.
Yeah, for real. Congrats.
But he actually controls the music of the gym.
He runs it. So you guys never listen to your music? Alan wanted to ask that on the way over. He's like, we're never going to ask that. I'm like, we're definitely asking that.
Well, we do so much remixing of our own music for the live show that we listen to it a lot. And every show we listen to it.
Yeah, we were wondering, like, do you ever get in your car and like put on your old album? Like, obviously this newer album you've probably been working on so much that you don't. But do you ever go into your car or whatever, just random occasion you're walking, and you actually choose an old song of yours?
No, I don't think as much as we should. I think it's good to do that sometimes, just to like take a trip down memory lane in some way. But also like there's some good ideas and stuff that you just kind of forgot about, and feelings and emotions that I think it's very nostalgic if you kind of go back to those recordings, especially the Summer's Gone stuff when we were. God, I don't even remember how old, but not that old.
6 years ago?
Yeah. I never really do that, but every once in a while, like it'll come up like recommended on my YouTube, and I'll be like, oh yeah, that's it.
Forget about that.
Yeah.
Now just imagine if you're a rapper that did like 300 songs. You forget about all.
Yeah.
Right, you would. That's not you.
Drake's never heard another song.
Yeah, like Lil Wayne, how they don't write their own songs, they just record it. Could be you guys.
Oh, wow.
Just start forgetting about all the shit that you did. Is it an unspoken rule in electronic music that if you're a white guy, you can only wear black t-shirts?
I think this is more of a tour thing.
Yeah.
Is there a practicality behind that, actually?
Well, it's like, you're either going to spill something on it or you're going to sweat in it that day. It's like one or the other,
Or both. So, either way.
I don't know why I always thought that was so funny that every
it's
white
pretty
guy,
we stick out when we tour and go into a city, like we're walking around Japan. And it's just a bunch of dudes, especially Winnie, who has like this big beard. Everyone's in black. We're all pale because we're in venues all the time, and no one like has seen the sun in years. And we're just kind of sweating all the time. It's really attractive.
Yeah,
setup.
So you're really it's a Hollywood lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's glamorous.
The glamour of touring.
Right.
Gas station sandwich.
What is the best like tour life meal you've had and the worst? Not like you sat at a restaurant, but like you're in the middle of nowhere driving and you pick up a random meal.
Yeah, I mean, we did a tour in Europe that was really hard. That we did a bunch of shows, and it was like, if I'm guessing, it's like 20 shows, 25 days kind of thing. It's some crazy number. And it was right after our first headline tour.
Oh, okay.
And
was this a Slow Magic tour?
Yeah, we were with.
How was that one of those shows?
Oh wow,
Yeah.
Which one?
Nice.
Copenhagen.
Oh wow, cool.
And Christiania or whatever that logo.
Yeah, that was our first show. Of the whole
Oh
tour.
wow. Yeah, you were at that one? I
Yeah.
feel sorry for you.
No, it was just really difficult. I mean, it was like 8 bands in 2 vans driving every day to a new show, a new language, new currency.
Yeah.
And we were like young kids. We'd never been to Europe before. And it was just like eating a lot of hummus and chips. Like that's all that was in the green room. So like that's what we were surviving off. Like gas
Green room
station
staples, man.
Yeah, gas station burritos and
Well, and there's we hadn't like changed our rider from the U.S. one, so it was like chips, like guac and salsa.
Yeah, right.
But in Europe,
They don't have
no tortilla chips, guac and salsa.
got some
I don't
weird
know.
stuff.
I don't know what they put in it, but it is not
Interesting.
We've had some crazy good meals. So there's a couple festivals in Europe. Actually, the best one I would have to say is actually in Montreal.
Okay.
Where they bring in this incredible catering. It's like just a buffet of whatever you want, and it's just high quality stuff. So every once in a while, a festival will like get their act together, and they'll put a lot of money into it, and it's a special experience.
It's usually when they know like the owner of a restaurant and they bring like that guy's restaurant to the festival. That's really cool.
Yeah.
It happens every once in a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, like England has horrible
Really?
food. Yeah.
They're kind of notoriously
they're notorious.
bad at like
Food?
Well,
Well,
not food,
in general, but-
just hospitality for artists.
Okay.
I remember we played a show, and again, there's like 8 bands. We walked off stage. There was 2 bags of chips and a bottle of Jameson for all of us.
You got fucked up real
So-
quick there.
Not between 8 bands.
True. Actually, good point. Never mind. Man, why are you playing so many shows with 8 bands?
This is the Europe tour.
Okay, that was the one.
Europe and UK. Yeah.
Man, things are better now, though, right?
Yeah, we're lucky that we get
Things
to
are a little bit better.
get in a bus. Not his mom's car anymore.
Wait, so talking
Good
about how
old days.
I know. Well, the last time I interviewed you guys, I was in the bathroom. So
Yeah,
We're close
to that.
You guys want to hop in? Yeah, live in.
Someone will pee at some point.
Yeah. So Alan was at the first Europe show on that tour. I interviewed you guys
So crazy
years
you
ago
were
when you were opening
Yeah.
for someone. Where's our 10% for like supporters?
We should talk about that place though, because that place is wild.
That place is insane. It's this tiny,
lawless.
yeah,
Lawless is
literally this like I don't know 5-block thing that there's no laws. They don't.
Well, I have 2 rules: no running, and no taking photos.
That's
it.
Truth. This is not a lie.
This is a real
It's
place
not
in the
made up.
world?
It's
Yeah,
in
it's
the
in
middle
Denmark.
of Amsterdam. Yeah, it's like or not Amsterdam. Sorry, Copenhagen.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's quite
There's a lot of people like just selling weed on stools.
Yeah.
Let me tell. Never mind. It wasn't. The story of last time.
We shouldn't.
Okay, yeah, it's fine.
Well, if you wouldn't have said his name, we could have.
We can edit that out.
Yeah, hey, just click the mics off. Sound like you're clicking the mics
A
off.
friend of ours. A friend of ours.
We're actually together.
Yeah. As long as you got it. Yeah.
A friend of ours
Bleep
went there and he smoked weed and he got sick like immediately.
Ooh.
And I think he was dehydrated because it was like a really hot day.
You're trying to tell me the guy bought bad weed on the spot?
He was probably mixed with something.
He bought
and
some
was
really strong
dehydrated.
weed. Yeah, something was in whatever you smoked.
He like passed out on a soccer field there. And he was just throwing up and he called like
I guess
another
it's really
friend of
not-
ours to come get him. And we didn't even know about it until after this happened.
Oh,
Wow.
It's pretty
He
wild.
was in bad shape. Yeah.
That's the last place you want to be.
On a soccer field or in the lawless
in the
country?
lawless,
Yeah, dude.
At least no one took a photo of him.
That's true. And at least no one ran on him.
Yeah.
Right over.
hey, how do you play soccer if you can't run?
Exactly. Yeah, how would you play soccer? Wait,
Passing. This is the passing field.
Yeah,
exactly. You walk.
walking soccer.
All right, pivoting totally random. Is it true that you guys first heard the Regina Spektor song in a hotel room, like with her family?
Yeah.
Yes, this is.
Have you talked about that on an interview before?
Yeah, a couple. We've told the story.
I wanted that.
If you want to hear it, we can do it again.
I didn't hear that on an interview, so that's why I was curious about it. Yeah. I mean, I'm just kind of.
It's a great story.
I think that's the most underrated song on the album.
Oh, thanks, man.
Well,
Yeah, I think some of our fans like really expected it to be way more
Like a banger.
overly produced.
Yeah.
and we just made a song we like. But yeah, I remember we were fans of hers for a really long time. I listened to her a lot in high school, and that song Soviet Kish or whatever, however it's pronounced.
Trust me.
I really liked that record, and I remember we were talking about who would be on the next album, who could we collaborate with, and her name kind of came up almost jokingly because we assumed she would never want to work with us.
Right.
And about 2 months later, after we just sent some demos off, she responded via email, and we thought,
what's your email address? Let's put it on. Regina Spektor at Gmail.
yeah, that's it. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, so she emailed back saying she was super excited about the demos, and kind of in the heat of the moment, we made another quick demo that we were just thinking about her voice a lot, and it was this loop of just this weird harp sample with some piano. And she answered back, and she's like, "I wrote a full song to this. I'd love for you to hear it, but I want to sing it to you." Sing it to us. I mean, we've made everything online at this point, and so we've never really sat in and watched someone sing us a song the first time we ever hear it. And she invited us when we were playing, or she was playing. What's that thing called, Clay? She was playing at the Paramount.
Yeah.
What was it though? It was
Very Own
Companion.
Very Own Companion.
Yeah.
When saw that.
Do you want to continue it?
Yeah, so I mean, basically, she invites us up to her hotel room. We've never been in the hotel that she's at, so we look lost. I'm pretty sure we're slightly hungover at this time.
We were just really super nervous. I mean,
I would
she's a legend. And we're these kids, and we're walking in this grand hotel.
Yeah,
and it's beautiful, and she's like on the top floor of this hotel.
Right. So she got the whole thing set up. She texts us her hotel room, which is even like just the whole setup just felt a little odd. But we finally get up there, take the elevator up. We knock on the door, and then of course her nanny opens the door, and of course there's a kid running around. We meet her husband, and we're just like, this is very family oriented. Are we in the right place? And
he just started talking to us. He was like the kindest guy ever. But we're like, are we in the right room? We were already sitting down and we're having this full conversation. We're like, did we walk in the right place?
Yeah, like, did we knock on it? So basically, he invites us in, and we're all sitting down, and he's like, yeah, she's getting ready in the back. So we don't even see her. We could be hanging with just some odd family. Yeah, really, that just got confused. But so finally we sit down, we get comfortable, make small talk. And then she comes out. She greets us. She's like super, super excited, super nice, everything. And then she's like, "Yeah, let me show you guys a song." And she basically just pulls out her laptop and then plays the beat off the laptop speakers, and then proceeds to sing us the track that she.
It's like dimly lit. Her eyes are closed. We're both just sitting on the couch, and she's standing up singing to us. It was incredible.
Radiant.
I was gonna say, there's a glow. She looks like an angel. White dress.
and originally that song had a lot more production on it, but when we heard it that way, it was like, this is her song. This should be about her, not about trying to like add all these bells and whistles on top of it,
Because she doesn't really have other songs like this, right? She hasn't.
I don't know, many features
as far as
we were the first
what
electronic music she's ever featured.
And didn't she have like a Chance song or a Kanye song that got scratched?
That's the thing.
It was Chance, I think.
Yeah, it was Chance. It was same the drugs one.
Yeah,
but there's a full version where she's the vocalist.
She's the vocalist. And it got scratched.
And scratched it.
Yeah,
isn't that crazy to think? Wow, you guys beat out Chance the Rapper. Eat a Chance. Nice try.
So then, you guys worked with her, obviously, worked with Leon Bridges after. Who is like the next person? Not necessarily that you're actually planning, maybe, but like who would be another name that you would like really love to?
Man, there's a lot of people, man. Yeah, I think we've done quite a bit of work with vocalists and stuff. I think we've never really worked with other producers or like kind of on that side of it. I think that'd be really interesting. So get in the studio with, I think eventually getting an album or a series of music together at some point where you can show some other producer and be like, hey, what do you think of this, and kind of give some insight into that world. But
even in a more traditional sense, like Danger Mouse working on the Gorillaz record, I love those kind of new additions they did where they try to do a completely new record and they kind of show someone a body of work already. That'd be something really interesting to try. So Dan the Automator,
that'd be fun.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's a whole list of vocalists we'd love to try. We're definitely more in the indie world. I mean, like Panda Bear has always been someone I really want to work with.
Right.
M83 I think would be sick.
That would be amazing.
Dan Albarn would be cool.
Yeah, I mean, we can go on for days.
Yeah. Nice. So as things have progressed, obviously, I imagine those DMs started filling up. Yeah. As far as being like, what? Well, I've heard from a reliable source that Post Malone slid in the DM one day.
Oh yeah. Who told you that?
Doesn't matter, man. I have your password.
He played after us in Japan.
Okay. Wasn't it something like "man, love" or like weird?
It was like
some very Post Malone message.
It's all love, and then
emojis.
Yeah. But I think I said something like, "You put on a great show tonight." And he just seems like such a really cool dude. I really want
everyone we've talked to says he's awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah.
But have you guys had like a lot of people that you had to turn down?
Like
other people trying to collaborate, being like, "Yo, this would be sick if we worked together."
Producers or vocalists.
Yeah, I mean,
whatever.
there's always like that kind of initial banter, and then it doesn't really develop. Now, rarely does it get like really far into something, and then it cuts. It just never really takes off to begin with. Like it's we should, and then it.
And you can tell
really,
when some people are just doing it because of your name and
Exactly.
your styles do not work together.
Yeah. You want to throw anybody under the bus? Just kidding. Yeah.
I love everyone.
Right. Love. That's supposed to be what to say. Love. Wait, random. What's the weirdest sample you guys have ever used?
I mean, there's definitely a lot of stuff where we were making weird Foley sounds.
Well, I know on the Kusanagi, it's like you guys are like dropping sticks.
There's a lot of weird stuff.
Kusanagi, that's interesting you bring him up.
Yeah, hot.
Hiding in the corner.
This is good podcast material. Let's talk about something in the room.
But weirdest sample, I mean, there's weird sample from so many different things.
Yeah.
Or what's one that like
Meridian
would be
has like
obvious?
some really weird samples in it. Like I know, not obvious. We try to keep it.
But I mean, what would be one like if you told people to be like, oh, that's what that is?
I think it's really cool when you have like, I think If There's Time has, I might be wrong, but I remember there's one beat we made where there's like 3 or 4 languages on it.
Oh.
I thought that was really cool. When you can blend
Yeah.
stuff like that, it feels cohesive, but it's a bunch of different languages.
Yeah. Well, I bet a lot of people don't even recognize that it's samples that you're using. I mean, the vocal chops with a lot of the choruses or whatever, it's something, but a lot of people might think it's...
We'll try to use, like, we use a lot, like, Summer's Gone was basically mostly samples.
Mm-hmm.
And then In Return was kind of a balance, and actually almost leaned a little bit more our production as opposed to samples. And then this one's kind of a 50-50 as well. But yeah, we like to write with the sample. You start with a sample, it kind of gives you the initial idea, and then as you build the song around it, it's nice to remove it because you never know. There's always lawsuit stuff and giving up rights, and you just don't want to deal with anything because it can get pretty bad pretty fast. So we try to stay away from it as much as possible.
Kind of talking about that, your intro to the latest album is from a movie. It's basically the first song is a scene. How hard or was it hard to get that cleared?
It was hard.
Tough.
It was hard.
That was really tough.
You guys want to ask this question?
No,
that's actually a really good question.
Because the movie's Another Earth.
Yeah.
And it's like the scene is much longer. I finally watched the whole scene. Yeah. You guys chopped it up, but let me just say, you guys fucking killed it as far as the intro. It's like the perfect intro for this record.
Awesome.
I don't know where you even found this. It's like a Sundance movie or whatever. Anyways.
Yeah, I saw it. I rented it like from Blockbuster or something a long time ago when I was a kid. I don't remember how long ago that movie came out. But I remember
Very young lad.
keep it modern. I remember renting that movie because I've always just been a big film buff, and I remember like around Redbox or something. Whenever I would see an independent film, I try to get it and watch it. That scene specifically stuck out to me, and we've always really liked having intros, like these cinematic intros, because we're such big fans of film scores and stuff. And trying to connect those, like the visual to audio world, is always something really fun for us. And we wanted something that encapsulated the idea of this record, and we were away for a while, and we were finally back from this kind of whirlwind of being on the road for so many years, and it was a lot of self-reflection, so we were looking for something that really encompassed that, so that's where we got the sample.
But we
hit them up, and they, it's hard to get in touch. And we actually had to write letters to the individual actors because they have to approve it themselves. So we had to I'm pretty sure they got showed.
Well, there's two. You need the studio and her.
Yeah. So exactly.
Voice.
There's quite a bit of loophole and red tape you got to get through.
We needed the guy
audio.
Remember we needed the guy to say yes to because he just says yeah.
We needed his permission.
Wow.
So we had to hand write these letters. We typed up a nice email basically to these people, and they gave us permission, thank God. And
that's crazy.
Because it was a
handwritten letter though.
It was like
was it handwritten?
Yeah, that's right. It was Britt Marley.
Really?
Yeah. I was like, please.
Yeah.
This means so much
to get to her.
So you guys had made the song before you got cleared.
Yeah, of course. We had sampled it.
Does that happen a lot?
We actually went about. We were like, what are alternatives we can do if she says no? Because we were kind of, the record was like soon to be coming out, and we still didn't have that thing. That was the last thing that wasn't cleared. And I remember us just panicking, like trying to write other stories. Are we going to get a voice actor to try to do like our version of that story?
Could you do that?
I mean, you can.
Yeah. I mean, you don't need permission from the actor.
You just need it from
to use his voice in the thing. So you can re-record it, but it just sounds like.
Well, we were gonna like make another story that had the same idea, right?
Yeah,
but it wasn't the same.
It's not. It never captures the right vibe. You know?
Right.
So you try to stick with what's happening there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it took us like 2 months to get that done.
Damn.
Wow.
Were they just not responding or what?
And it was
slow
not
process.
cheap either.
Oh, no.
Combination of
Yeah,
both.
exactly.
Nice.
So
You could have just asked us. We would have done the.
Yep.
But that's what we're gonna say. We want to.
We'll be on the next
audition
album.
to be on the next album. How's that work?
I like both of yours. I can't decide who's better.
We'll
Yeah.
keep it together.
It's a duet.
It's a team. It's crazy.
yeah,
it took
it's a
that
process.
long.
It's a process.
Is she a big actress?
Yeah, she
Yeah.
did. What was that show on Netflix?
Stranger Things.
OA. John?
The OA.
The OA.
The OA.
That was a big
Mr. Kuzma.
thing that came out like a year ago.
Yeah. Have you ever watched? It's very off topic. The video from the OA for Pumped Up Kicks.
Kicks.
The song, they put it over one of the scenes from the OA.
Are you talking about the end scene?
Yes,
where they're
you need
all-
to watch it.
Is
It
it
is
hilarious?
no, it's like the perfect match. It's like it should be. I think it's the official music video now.
Wow.
If you watch the OA,
Okay.
it matches that song very randomly,
that out.
perfectly.
Yeah.
Good fucking fun though. I better watch the OA. I never watched that. Anyways, shifting gears totally here because you guys are a little bit more, because you are more indie focused electronic artists. We always try to talk. The majority of people that we interview are electronic artists, and we try to always cover like the genre as a whole to have like encapsulate what's happening. What I notice, at least in live settings and at festivals and such, is everything's getting heavier. Everything is like just sound wise and production wise, and it's, of course everyone's trying to top themselves.
Yeah.
You see someone like Rez. What Rez does, she's one of the most popular acts in the world right now,
Right.
and it's like not even there's nothing melodic about it.
Right,
and
right.
like you see Chainsmokers and they
Yeah.
make this radio pop, and then when you see them live, it's like flames and dubstep, and it's like it's crazy.
Yeah.
Obviously, you all have not succumbed to that, but you found a way to do it. Like with the song "Loyal,"
Yeah,
and some of
yeah.
these other things.
Right.
Did you feel any pressure behind that kind of movement?
That is a really good question.
Thank you.
I don't. Do you want to take it? Or?
Well, I'll tell you this. I think in electronic music, that's always kind of been a part of it. You know, high energy electronic shows rely a little bit around dissonance, and that's kind of what they're playing off of, building that tension, having those big drops. And I mean, most of the songs carry maybe 3 or 4 notes in them in general, a lot of those tracks. So, I mean, it's always kind of been a part of the culture. When we started doing shows, we didn't know about the culture that much. We were just kind of figuring it out. So it didn't really cross our mind to kind of make it that heavy.
We didn't grow up seeing like any electronic
Yeah.
music. It was all like singer-songwriters out here, like
right.
bands or
Indie
rap.
bands.
Your scene was like
So we're like, oh, this is fun. It's pretty. And it's like that was kind of the vibe when we first started. And as we started doing more shows, especially opening for bigger acts, we're having acts play before you at a festival, and or a DJ that's just dropping like straight banger after banger, and then you go up and you play your music. It's hard to connect. So after years of kind of touring and building sets, we've learned to kind of balance both. You need that heavy energy in certain parts of the set, but you don't want it to be continuous. And when it's not continuous, it's actually better because you let stuff breathe, and you kind of, when the thing finally does drop and it's heavy, it kind of lets it be so much more than it was if something else was going on, or something like that was going on the whole time. Yeah. So, it's just kind of it's a push and pull for us a lot of time, because you don't want to go too far dissonant, you don't want to go too slow. Right. Finding a balance is really,
and also staying like genuine to our sound.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
I think even when we bring that type of energy, like we're really focused on it being authentic to us, you know. So it's like Loyal still is like about these big cinematic pieces as well as it is like heavy trap influence. You know?
Right. Just the Loyal was such an interesting thing because the song's been out and done for years. Because I remember you guys had gone on some run where I think it was one of the bigger headlines that you did, and then I remember seeing a video of it at Outside Lands, and it was like, oh shit, what is this song everyone's clamoring over? I was finding like random rips on SoundCloud of people being like, here's that Odesza song. People were like taking the live stream audio and just had it so they could listen to it over and over, but it still didn't feel ingenuine. It just felt like one of those things where you're to the point where it's like, this is what we are at now.
Yeah.
This is the scale. Same with like having fireworks at your show. Like,
exactly.
There's something about it that once you get to that scale, you're playing these fucking 10,000 spots.
It's part of the shows, having that
Exactly.
visual audio component.
Yeah,
Because
totally.
the stage itself is so much bigger.
And that's been like our team, Sean and Luke, and like we've all done. I think we've approached that world very carefully because it can get corny really fast.
Yeah.
So you gotta ease off the gas a little bit when the time's right. So being careful when to shoot fireworks and confetti and all that stuff, and having it well placed and well timed and make sense in the set is an important part of our creative process, as opposed to every drop cry out, every drop
Right.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like trying to be big and loud in this giant festival act, but staying non-gimmicky is
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
really tough.
It's
Yeah.
a really
Balance,
push and pull.
yeah.
I mean, like a lot of things that get brought to are like these big companies that want to do this cool thing together, but their idea is just like
Put drones up in the sky or something like that.
well, that one's but you know what I mean. Like,
course.
like Bud Light wants to do this wild thing where you're in a helicopter and you fly down. You know what I mean? Of course, But
What
but
chain smokers these days are starting their set where Drew's in the crowd and he lights a flare and runs through the crowd.
How do you know these things?
Because man, I gotta stay from the trend. I'm a big smoker guy. Big changes, man.
big smoke.
When you're producing music, though, do you ever think about how it's going to be played live? Like, do you let it creep
that's
into
a
your
balance.
mind?
Yeah, that's a good question.
We try not to, because I think that we build a lot of our music for the setting. So we'll write an album. That album's meant to be shared with friends, like in a car ride or
Headphones
like a long trip,
or-
headphones
Yeah, exactly.
on a bus, and for the live show, it's like a communal thing. It's like this big moment. It's supposed to be kind of over the top in moments and really beautiful in others. So yeah, it's definitely a balance there.
Yeah, and we'll remix a lot of the audio. So a lot of the album stuff, I would even say close to like 50, even more of the audio in our live set is remixed audio we've done of old tracks to kind of beef it up and give it that energy like you're talking about. Because you need, those trap moments, those kind of heavy, dark moments to really translate. And we found like it's a really good balance if you kind of introduce the old version of the song and kind of give people what they like expected from the studio version, and then kind of flip it into something new and exciting. And that's something we've been doing a lot. So
Talking about the song with the car in the background.
So
That one
so-
is crazy. That feels like this runs loyal. Or like
Yeah.
it's just,
definitely.
if you've
Yeah,
never seen the show.
yeah.
I mean, I don't. What is the original song to it?
So it's Memories That You Call was the original track, and the intro is basically the same as the studio version,
yeah.
and then it just flips into this like dark house kind of remix.
Yeah.
But yeah, that those kind of surprises in a set really lend well, specifically in like a festival setting,
Of course.
where you have a lot of people that aren't maybe familiar with your music, but are electronic music fans, and you're trying to win over that crowd a lot of time, and that's you got to bring the heat
Right,
some
yeah.
of those moments. So
How much of that was you guys, like you two as people, and how much of it was like the team around you being like, this is something we need to do? Not even like they're making us do this, but like how much of it them like in order to build to these
Yeah.
bigger things or fit in these different settings that you're in?
That was always us.
That was us. Yeah,
it's
that's
like
right.
we have a small core team, and it's just like 4 people talking about it, really.
Yeah.
And it all starts with like me and Clay saying like, what do we want in the show?
and let us doing enough shows where it's like, man, I wish our set was a little heavier, because you'll play a festival set or like have a festival slot, and someone before you will just bring like straight heat the whole time, and then you go on 15 minutes after them, and then you have to play. You want to be as your music, you want to be Jen, you want to do all your stuff, but it's like it just doesn't translate because the energy's been picked up so heavily. So that's kind of what our set tries to do, is like it can fit in those worlds. It can be our own tour kind of live version where you kind of get all the songs you want to hear, but also can be compared to when someone's bringing like a super intense DJ set. We can kind of go up against them at least.
Yeah.
So that's the hard balance, because there's a lot of acts will just bring the heat.
Yep.
30 seconds of a track, next drop,
Yep.
boom,
You're basically
boom, boom.
training the audience to expect
expect
it
it,
to
yeah.
change every 3 seconds to a new song.
Yeah, and so
and like we're considered DJs, but we're doing a live show,
Right.
and no one's really explaining that.
Yeah,
so
the people in the crowd, 90% of them have no clue the difference between.
Well, I mean, I think the drumline has really kind of
Jesus Christ.
just taken that to the next level for you guys. I mean, I know like visually when you watch it, even when say there isn't a drop for a full minute or anything, the drumline just adds such a component to it that it still like keeps you in it. And like you said, typical crowd is trained like, oh, it's been 30 seconds and there hasn't been a drop, but there's so much happening for you guys with a live show now that I feel like it really like keeps people involved.
That's one thing we had to add because to compete with some of the other sets where I mean if a DJ set's sprinkling in like an act goes on, they play maybe 2 of their songs and then they're playing Drake's greatest hits.
Yeah,
of course.
Like you can't like how do you compete with that if you're just playing your music?
Right.
Yeah.
So the live element has definitely given us that kind of edge and allowed us to play in those worlds, especially those higher end slots where you got to bring a show.
Yeah,
it's also the show that we want to see. It's like we're not trying to compare it to all these other shows throughout. It's just what do we like in shows? How can we represent our sound best? Like what lends itself to that sound best? Like if it's cinematic music, then like having a choreographed drum line do like militaristic like movements to this beat is a really like interesting thing. So we're always trying to like think of those ideas and push the show that way.
Yeah. When you guys are at, I guess we kind of touched on this earlier, but when you're at festivals or even at your own shows, the fact that you two aren't recognized as the artists a lot of the times, I don't know. Awesome. It's great, right?
It's a good thing.
Now, why do you think that is? Because I don't think like Porter Robinson. No offense, I'm not saying that you guys look normal or look bland. but a lot of these producers,
I think it's mainly because they use their image as their brand, right? And we've always kind of been like, this is our logo. This is like a collage of scenery
profile.
Yeah. You think it's as simple as you think it's as basic as like the press photo?
I think it's just been iconography. Like that's what we're known for. It's like our symbol more than our face.
Right.
Whereas a lot of these other people have like made a lot of posts with their face forward. We've never done that.
It's been pretty low key about it. Yeah. But it's been the right move long term wise. Yeah. It's nice to be able to walk around and not.
So now you guys are running. Sorry to switch it up, but you guys are running your own festival this coming year. Sandara, what like brought you to the idea of like we should just make our own festival? Not only just a festival, but go to fucking Mexico and put it on a beach and take it to that level.
We've been kicking around the idea for a long time, and then this company CID throws a lot of these festivals down in this place. They've been doing it for years. It's been really successful for them, and they brought it to us. And we're like, what a perfect setting to play all these different kinds of sets and really make this community-based kind of hangout. We're like with these pool parties and like we're doing an ambient set. There's actually going to be like a yoga thing there, so you'll be there.
Buying into that. I like it.
But I mean, it's been something we've wanted to do for a long time is do our own sort of festival. And all the pieces just kind of lined up in the right way. Yeah. I mean, hopefully down the line we'd love to do something domestically, I think. This is just the first kind of stepping stone into launching your own festival, which we're finding out all this other stuff that goes on around it. So it's a learning experience in a lot of different ways, but it's come together and we're really excited about it. And we have a bunch of stuff in store. Yeah. We're going to revamp a lot of new things and
it's going to be just months of us just working on shows just for that.
You know that I have to give you a warning that festivals down in like tropical places where they say it's going to be paradise, they usually don't do too well. Firefest, so
everyone did.
Full forewarning, you can totally go to jail for a long time. So, like, make sure that the food's actually good, that it's actually nice out there.
Artists are actually going to be there.
Yeah,
those small details.
It helps.
The hotel is like a real thing.
Perform down there, so we know.
It'll definitely be us. We'll be down there.
Maybe lost, wandering around. We'll be down there.
That's like my favorite story in music in the last 5 years, probably.
God, what a shit.
Sometimes
I can't believe that happened.
I mean, he just got put in jail. Like, they just said with like 6 years.
Did Ja Rule go to jail? Wasn't he part of it?
Dude, what's crazy? So there's an article. The dude who they hired to book the festival, they had him do this whole process, like outside hire though, and he the whole time was like, "You guys, you can't do this. Like, you need to stop." Everyone's telling him no. He wrote an article after the fact because they didn't make him sign an NDA. So he wrote this article
talking everything.
The last
about
line,
them.
the last line, by the way, after he tells everything, the last line is like, by the way, they didn't make me sign an NDA, something like fuckers or something like that.
Wow.
But apparently, like a week before the festival was supposed to happen, Ja Rule flew down there for like the first time. They're doing like a site walkthrough and they're having a dinner, and Ja Rule's like, here's the partying like celebrities, fucking like porn stars and being legends or something like that. And everyone's just like, we are so screwed. There's no way it's gonna work. So. Word of the wise, watch out.
Yeah, that all came together really nicely. Yeah,
worked out very very well for them. Anyways, we will transition into some more like harder questions to get through this here.
Yeah.
But you guys, the team's grown a lot. The team has grown a lot for the Odesza team. Apparently, you don't actually have a trainer on tour with you, which is kind of a bummer. But we were wondering, what role can Alan and I be in the Odesza team?
What are you guys?
I got a couple ideas.
Well, one, yoga.
Yeah, we could be yoga.
We've done it.
Nice.
No, we could be.
Give me the first line of your yoga teaching.
Namaste.
Nice. That's easy. Wow, he's a good instructor.
Wait, we'll be the fall guys. If you guys ever like drug charges come up, and you need someone to like.
Okay, I'm actually into that.
Jewel replacement guys.
Jewel replacement. Okay.
like tennis ball. Like you guys
Exactly.
You guys need the perfect angle in a photo.
Yeah.
Yep, we got it.
Hold back guys. Like if you guys get in a fight, hold you back.
Yeah.
Whoa,
pretty good.
Like
you guys get in a lot of fights? No, not with each other. I mean, like
continuously.
I mean, like other like electronic groups or something like that.
Oh dang.
Does that happen in electronic?
Yeah, that's what happens.
Yeah, we're known.
The underground fighting community of
backstage is crazy. Everybody's just
It's so funny when
punching
people
everyone.
come backstage and it's like me and Clay listen to ambient music and coffee.
No, because our crew is like we have two horn players that are just big jazz heads, and they'll just be listening to jazz, making like well roasted, like perfect coffee cups and whatever. It's kind of a different vibe than what you think it is.
So are other electronic green rooms, other electronic artist green rooms, are they?
Usually depends on how young they are.
Yeah.
Usually
they're
younger, you're
about
partying more.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't always that way for us, that's for sure.
Yeah, you guys were getting 2 bags of chips in the chip.
Some hummus.
Good old days.
3 bags if you need that.
Oh.
Who's the most famous person on your cell phone?
It's the question that we ask every single person.
Oh, wow.
You legally have to answer it.
Man, I don't know.
That thing you signed at the beginning?
Yeah.
I mean,
Do we know?
If it's really someone too famous, you don't need to say them, of course. But
I'm trying to think.
Yeah,
We have
someone
that-
famous.
Daniel
Daniel Ricciardo.
Yeah.
That's good.
who's that?
He's like the #1 Formula One racer.
Oh, he's a really
why do you
good
have his number?
He's a big fan.
Really?
And
Naya.
who?
Do you have Naya's? Do you have Naya's?
Naya?
The skater.
Oh, Nija
sorry.
Houston.
Wow.
You know?
No.
#1.
Damn it!
We're He's won like almost every X Games.
You know,
Oh, I know
Yeah.
who he is.
And then God, who else?
you guys are doing.
Oh wait.
Skrillex. Got Skrillex.
Do you?
Yeah.
Want to call him?
We also
I think-
have.
Yeah, well avoided.
I don't know. We don't know that many people. It's all people I don't really talk to.
Looking at my
That's
phone.
the
That's a
part of
point,
it.
yeah.
Most people's most famous person is not someone that they're talking to often.
Yeah.
I just assume Clay's typing in famous.
Somebody pops up.
Oh, we had a gold medalist.
Oh yeah.
Why are you guys deep?
A lot of sports people.
Yeah,
a lot of
sports.
extreme sports.
Yeah,
that's
So
part
this
of our
is probably-
community.
A lot of Olympic game people.
up.
Big in the X Games world.
Too many
I think that's it.
pretty good.
I don't want to get it wrong. I've already got.
Usually when we play LA, there's like a few celebrities that come out. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Kobe Bryant.
Kobe Bryant. I was like, wait a minute.
You started with a skater and
Oh my god. That's talking about Formula 1 racing.
my boy Kobe, yeah. he hits us up
Who's the most famous
sometimes.
person that's been at an Odesza show?
I mean, I don't know. I don't think there's been. I mean, so Khalid's been to one of our shows.
Oh, yeah.
We got to meet him in Europe, and I think he's probably. I mean, he's probably the biggest pop act in the world right now. So we got. Yeah, we got a couple hang times with him because we were over in Europe, and he was touring the same time.
Is he?
Yeah, super laid back. He's so young, but so talented. The man works like nonstop.
Oh, yeah?
It's insane. I mean, his schedule has got to be.
Works nonstop.
Yeah, exactly. It's just over the top. So, yeah, he's super down to earth and relaxed and.
That's always good to hear.
Yeah.
Seems like a good kid.
Wait, do you guys still do a pre-show quack chant?
No, we used to for a long time.
Hollywood, you guys have changed. Man, what happened?
No, it's just so much more like mellow back there now. Like I think
those were the days that you guys were drinking the Jameson.
Yeah. Everything got, well, I say mellow, but everything got a little more focused too because there's so many moving pieces.
Right.
Especially the big shows. It's like everyone's kind of just in their head.
Half the team has to move at different times actually to get ready for stage. Like the drum line have to be up there like 30 minutes earlier.
They're
Putting in
prepping.
the costume. And like,
Okay.
They're doing a stage check, making sure everything's working.
Harnesses.
Because it's like,
to hold their drums.
Oh, it's like
They're flying down.
flying.
They fly down
at
as
Coachella.
though.
You guys were taken up into the sky. Not the drums, but the pillar things that came.
Yeah,
out.
the
How do they do that?
The
at
drum
Coachella?
line, yeah.
The lifts.
Sean.
Playing Sean.
We should bring this. I think this is when we chime Sean in. Sean gets on the mic.
Sean's gonna hide behind the camera. It's Sean. It's Sean's motto is hide behind the camera. It's an artist.
But basically they're like these weird. They're 3 pieces of sheet metal rolled up.
Oh.
So really, when the thing goes up, it comes down. It doesn't like. It's not like a hydraulic press where it kind of folds on itself. It literally rolls up into itself, and then
It
builds this.
It wobbles.
Builds
But
this
it's
fire.
Extremely strong.
You guys weren't up on them. It was.
We
just,
tried it. We went up there.
Really?
Yeah.
That was.
I didn't try it.
A little, because I had thought. That's what I was wondering when I was watching. I was like, did they somehow like get it in the stage? I thought it was so it's not in the stage.
No, it's not in the stage. It's like this, yay big, if you will.
Yep.
And it just kind of,
If you will.
it just kind of folds up, and like it's pretty.
That was
It's like some military technology. I'm pretty sure.
There were so many moving parts to that Coachella set that even if the wind was at a certain speed, like half of it wouldn't work. Like the drums couldn't go up at a certain speed.
Oh, wow.
Our logo that has the LED screen in it
right.
can only be raised and like
At a
automated
certain point.
with like a certain wind speed.
Damn.
All those things that they're on has to be a certain wind, and they're all different wind speeds.
Wow.
So it's like if it picks up at any time, like half the things in our set doesn't work.
Yeah. So
Who monitors it?
A lot of people.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Sean, you want to chime in here?
Sorry, we'll do a separate podcast with Sean.
Come on, Sean.
Force him to talk. Wow, that's crazy. I didn't really realize that's what it was.
There's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot.
Wait, do you guys get free iPhones for life now?
Absolutely not.
No.
What?
What?
The companies like that
We don't
never
get
do that.
free Apple Gear at all.
You guys, okay.
No one does.
That's unfortunate because your song was the fucking iPhone song.
Yeah.
What do you guys are getting a lot of free stuff though, right? Like what's
What's the best free thing you've gotten?
Honestly, I feel like we got more as up and comers than we do now.
Yeah, people don't really care about us anymore.
We're old news, dude.
Washed up?
What's
Yep,
that?
can't do it anymore.
Don't give it to those.
We got
guys.
like
I
some
see them
free,
wearing.
we got some like free Cliff Bars and stuff.
Like walk down the street and they're it's like saying you get free Red Bull.
Anything we offered you when you came into the house, that was free.
They're free.
Water. Cool.
Wow, I had always heard that once you made it, you're getting offered so much free stuff that you need to like give it away.
We got some free clothes and stuff. We get like gear, like all the plugins we want.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Like a lot
That's
of
fun.
we
The
get
nerdy
like
stuff
discounts
is
on some like synths and stuff. That's cool.
Nice.
Yeah, that's fun. But that's it. That's not like no.
A lot of the time you'll like go into like someone's store who's like inviting you to like if you're playing a festival or something, they'll invite you to a store or something, and you'll go in there and it's usually a bad experience because they want you to wear like the loudest thing.
So,
and if you just want like a simple coat or something, they're like, no, get this paint splattered shirt.
Yeah.
And you're like,
better on you.
yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
I'll take the black T-shirt.
Black t-shirt, guys. Wait, we got a segment that we do with everybody that maybe we end on this. Probably. Oh no, we got one last question at the end. But the segment is called "How much would it take?" So ask you questions of how much money would it take for you to do this.
Oh, okay. I see what this
It's
is.
the first time we've ever done this segment. How much would it take for you to make a song and have Kylie Jenner's auto-tune vocals on top of it?
Oh.
You can't chop them up.
Do we get to meet her and stuff? Like,
They want to know the contract details.
Yeah, you can meet her once.
Isn't she like? I mean, she's like the youngest billionaire in the world. So I mean,
Is she a billionaire?
Kylie's the one who's dating Travis Scott, right?
Yeah.
yeah. So she's.
So we
she
got
has
to
her own
meet Travis
business.
Scott.
Ooh.
So
That's
there's
a good plugin.
Yeah, some
We
stipulations
can add
there.
that.
I'd definitely like to add.
So that's part of it. Travis Scott's in the studio during this session.
That's it though, and then you put a song out that lives forever.
Free now.
Free? Yeah.
Travis Scott.
Travis Scott.
He gives her his auto-tune settings.
Okay, yeah, it's super fucking auto-tuned.
It's lit.
I'm excited. right. Well, so we're gonna take that as an
update. Yeah.
How much would it take for you to only wear Adidas for the rest of your life?
Probably not too much.
I kind of already
have
wear
Adidas.
Get into that. All right. What about New Balance?
Billions.
Billions of dollars. Okay.
Wow, this is jump.
Yeah.
I don't like New Balance.
Yeah. I get it. That was the point of the
We'll
question.
never get free New Balances.
Yeah. Now you're not getting it. We'll bleep that part out. Wait, how much would it pay? How much would I have to pay to stage dive at an Odesza show?
Free, you can definitely do that.
Yes.
We can get you drunk and you can do whatever.
Dude. Yeah, right. You guys have too big of a gap from the. You guys are Hollywood.
The only problem,
Yeah.
actually, I feel like more stuff would happen on stage with us moving around if we didn't have to move around a moving drum line. Because you don't want to knock them over, and they're doing so many tricks and stuff that
That's true, they
yeah,
are.
you could get like hit in the face with their
Getting
stick
knocked
or
down.
something. Yeah.
I'll practice that out. Okay. Free?
Part of the choreography.
I'm gonna.
That would be a
that's
story.
recorded.
That would be a story. You try to crowd surf and just end up getting knocked out by the Odesza drum.
Not a bad story.
That video,
Oh my
would
gosh.
be viral. Yeah.
That'd be great. I've never staged dove before, so.
No.
You're not missing
didn't.
much.
You've done it?
I've done like a number of times.
Oh.
Yeah.
We haven't gone through
Again,
many
this
times.
goes back to the old
The old days.
Yeah.
Old days.
We do like DJ sets every once in a while, but
This is great.
it's not fun. It's like you just getting grabbed a lot.
Oh.
Yeah, I feel like you're hurting people. Sometimes there's like a short.
Dude,
Somebody's like, I'm not prepared.
Yeah, or like it's just like if it's a lot of young girls, that's kind of at our show we get a diverse audience. But yeah, some of the shows can be these young girls. And I think there's a couple times where we wanted to
Finally, you piqued his interest in a sport.
I went down over there. Wanted to crowd surf, you can't crowd surf because you're just afraid you're gonna hurt
Crush.
some of these
Yes.
audience members. It's like tough life.
Tough fucking life.
How much would it take for you guys to do a Reno residency?
A Reno resident.
Yep, not Vegas. Reno.
Man, it kind of depends on the story that we would get from that. Like, if it was some wild thing.
It's like, what if you could be mayors of the city?
You get a gas.
Eat a Reno?
Don't take too much.
Sweet. That would be
Run
cool.
that town.
Yeah.
Run that town. I don't know how much do you think Britney Spears is being paid for her
Dude.
residency? So more than that.
She plays.
No one plays me.
All right, last question. This is a question that we end every single interview that we do. Is Avril Lavigne dead or alive?
Avril Lavigne is alive.
Are you sure?
We actually got.
Is
Have you met Avril Lavigne?
would you say
She's in my phone. Actually.
He's the most famous person in your phone.
does it matter if it's her clone that's alive? Is that
That's
still
what. That's
That's
the point. That's not
Well,
That's not her.
It doesn't
Why
matter.
isn't it?
Because
Are you familiar with the story though?
I think we should go into parallel dimensions. I think that's what we should talk about.
Let's do it.
the clone
Unleash.
is her though. It's
All right. That's it.
You get the concept.
Do you say Avril Lavigne too?
No, you
No.
say Avril Lavigne.
She has her real
Exactly.
name.
Yeah.
I don't have Google up, so I can't. It's a real story, dude.
I'm saying you call that clone the same name. So
True.
is it just her?
Not to get too sci-fi on you.
If a tree falls in the woods, is that like
But she's definitely alive.
Just you
Whoa.
confirm this?
Who has said
Yes.
that she isn't?
Who do you,
The internet,
Of
lots of
all,
people.
of all the foreign family people that we've who kind of looks homeless, but
Chet.
is Puerto
Yeah.
Rican. That's come on. No, after the interview, we ended up sitting there for like an hour and just
Chet?
going through conspiracy theories and stuff. Yeah, but he was
What's Chet's big conspiracy? theory?
What's he got?
Oh, he's
Well-
also Canadian like her. So he would be the
so
one
he
to
would know.
Exactly.
Exactly. I don't trust you guys.
All
I
the
trust
Canadian
Chet.
Chet
Is
testing.
Avril Lavigne.
Chet.
Oh, if you realign all the letters.
Yeah. That would be wild. No, Chet was.
That Harry Potter scene, like this
Yeah, it's Voldemort.
It says Voldemort.
I am Tom Riddle. That's what it is. Right?
Yeah.
Where's the V in that?
Don't overthink it. Don't overthink it.
This is such a terrible way to end this interview.
Actually, it's the best.
I think it's good.
Yeah.
This is the best way. We will end it like this. Thank you guys for sitting down with us. I appreciate it for your
Yours, man.
Yeah,
Thanks for stopping by.
Tour and being in Hollywood and shit.
Thanks, dude.